Stargate was an interesting show. It's all about these people who use a portal device called a Stargate to travel around space and stuff. An interesting premise nonetheless, but not what we're talking about today. No. We'll be taking a look at the 1987 Atari game of the same name. Stargate was originally an arcade game made by Williams in 1981 and was later ported to the 2600 by Atari in 1987. A little bit late, aren't we? Anyway, the game plays quite a bit like Defender, which makes sense, seeing as how it's also referred to as Defender 2. You fly around in a spaceship, shoot aliens, and make sure the humanoids don't get kidnapped or fall to their death. Enemies come in infinite waves, with your score being added up in between waves, and bonus points are given out for every humanoid that survived the wave. You're given a map of the stage, with dots representing the enemies, the humanoids, and an object called the Stargate, which will send you to the nearest humanoid being taken away, and you're given a few lives to start off with, but you can get more every 10,000 points. But wait, there's some other stuff being displayed in the HUD. There's only one button. How could you use these things? Well, I guess it's time to consult the manual. Here it is. Use 2 joysticks. Well then, I guess there's no way around it. You really do need 2 joysticks to play properly. Pressing the button on the second controller will activate a smart bomb, an attack that'll destroy everything on screen. Pushing the stick up on the second controller will make you invisible, rendering you invulnerable to attacks for a few seconds. Pushing down will send you into hyperspace. This teleports you to a random point on the map, so you'll never know where you'll end up. And sometimes, on attempting to teleport, you'll simply explode. It's a pretty tough game. You'll die on contact with enemies, and unless you know what you're doing, a game over is just around the corner. The dual controller setup the game employs doesn't really help with that either. It's not an uncommon setup for this era of games, but it's still difficult for one person to play properly. So really, I'd recommend you either get another person to play along with you, or have 2 sets of hands to work with. And one of those is more likely than the other. Either way, it's a fun little distraction to waste time on when you have a few free minutes, but it's nothing really more than that. The game just goes on forever until you run out of lives or give up and turn it off. So unless you're really wanting to go after a high score, there's really no point in playing for an extended period of time. It's just another random half-decent Atari game that is not, and never will, be worth anything. So pick up a copy and give it a whirl before these games turn to dust.